Fedya has talent. It's energy. We tried to go to another place, but it was very strange there. He begins to ask, why don't I have fingers? Well, he's an athlete, just like everybody else. And Evgeni Viktorovich is like, go boldly. Yana Alexandrovna just takes and gives a sponsor. And he was just really shaken by it. He's happy. He has opened up. It's like, if you have love in your heart, you want to make the world a kinder place. My ultimate dream is to become an Olympic champion. My name is Fedya, and you could say I'm 9 years old. My cherished dream is for all the jumps to work out, for me to skate well, and to become an Olympic champion. Well, because it's good to be an Olympic champion. You become a coach, and you tell your students what the coaches used to say, and some exercises to take from them, if you remember. When you drive fast, I like it. The air blowing in your face, it feels good. Well, also when praised.
Вытолк, протянули, потянули, вытолк, в тулуп, в круг.
The Academy was established 4 years ago. I was interested in working with young children myself. We call them pedestrians. Those who only come for the first year, the initial training. I had to try, in general, to practice every day, morning to night, with the kids. I skated until I was 31. I'm a dinosaur, and here I had to regroup.
У тебя что с руками опять? Что у тебя с руками? Как руки работают?
Fedya came to our academy. I saw him when he was 4 years old. And before that, Ilya, his older brother, had skated in various rinks, and there was something to compare it to. And here the kids just plunged into a completely different, warm atmosphere. We tried to go elsewhere, and they looked at him very crookedly, precisely for the reason that, well, here they understand that, in their opinion, he's not going to be an Olympic champion. It's not that it wasn't taken, but that too. But treated that way, I mean, we had problems. There's one dream in life, but it's a silly one, in my opinion. Well, to grow up with a 5-finger prosthetic, just wondering what life is like with 5 fingers. He's as much of an athlete as anyone. It's no different. But I see that the boy is eager to train, he comes, he smiles all the time, he takes a bow, he's happy, he's opened up. I used to go around all cramped and stuffy, and I was like that, well, very shy boy. We have to open it up within figure skating. Now that he's got a program, he's competing. Good for the parents. The kids from the orphanages, they took them in and adopted them. I worked for a charity that dealt with orphans, and in early 2014, Fedya showed up. Well, it was just at some point it came up because I realized that, lo and behold, I wasn't going to help everybody, not once. And there was already Ilya, and I realized that I just wanted another baby. Here, I'll just take the baby, and he'll live in the family. He'll have everything. He'll have a mom, a dad, brothers. There will be a full life. And I was looking at that base, too, on young children under a year old. And there I saw Fedya. Figured out for myself how much I, for example, would be able to act with 4 fingers. I mean, well, two, right? I realized that, in principle, these in the middle area are not really needed. We have a mission, one of the most important. We have a social history. We help children. We have children who skate for free. These are low-income people. These are autistic children that we also work with. We work with Natasha Vadanova's Naked Heart Foundation. We don't advertise it, although maybe we should, to let people know. Maybe just a greater flow will go to these children.
Отсюда флип, пируэт. Пожалуйста, по 5 раз. Уже все туда, раз, два туда. Молодец, молодец, давай. Ну все, отлично. Давай. Близко к борту, я тебе объясняю. Раньше прыжок делай. И поворот делай, поворачивайся. На льду уже поворачивайся.
We came to the first and second class. And then Evgeni Viktorovich came up to us and said, "Well, you're not paying anything, are you?" I said, "Well, not yet." Says, "Well, you won't from here on out. You don't have to pay anything. He'll go for free." Great coach. Humorous approach. It's fun to train with him. It always makes you want to go to practice.
А это вот блестящий луц был. Четкий. Здесь с поворотиком. Давай исправь ошибочки. Флипчик ничего.
We've been warming up in front of the ice since this morning. Then the ice itself. There's rolling, jumping, spinning. Then after that comes choreography or dancing. Then a break. Then another warm-up and another ice. He can do all the triplets. And he's in the EB2 group, and I think on the 8th or 9th, I don't know when the competition is, to be honest.
He's going to take the CM.
The competition is like that. What I've never seen is that, for example, it takes him a very long time to get it. As an example, the axel. He's been there for 2 weeks, and he's already jumping right in. And he does it very fantastically. Just great technique and slides. Sometimes it seems to me that he was just born to skate. Fedya is such a little, touching baby raccoon. There is no other way to call it. He has such really beautiful facial features. He's like a little angel. And he doesn't demand anything. He simply enjoys and gratefully accepts all that life gives him. There. As a matter of fact, and he was just looking at his brother's training with his huge eyes. And you know, he didn't ask that in any way. I want to do that too. Well, let's get me on the ice too. He came to one of my workouts. He watched it, he liked it, he sat there watching. Just happy, very beautiful, he said. Fedyanka stood by the glass and watched his older brother Ilya skated. An hour Evgeni Viktorovich passed by, so he says, "Fedya, what are you standing there for? Why aren't you skating with your little brother?" And he turned to him and said, "I can't skate. I have no fingers." Evgeni Viktorovich, given how much he loves children, and he can never pass by there, a child, if something is not said, there, not praised, there, without a joke. He asked Fedya, "Are you interested?" He says, "I'm very interested. Would you like to do figure skating?" And Fedya said, "Yes, I would like to, but I don't have the opportunity yet." And well, here, of course, anyone's heart melted at that. And of course, Evgeni Viktorovich said, "How do you not have the opportunity? You have an opportunity. I look forward to seeing you at practice." And Evgeni Viktorovich is like this. Go bravely. Fedya, He didn't believe it at first. He somehow the information came to him at once, but he couldn't comprehend it. And when I was around here, I naturally said, Fedya, do you have skates? And he's like this, I don't have skates, but I can take Ilya's skates. I say, well, come to practice tomorrow, we'll try skating. I see when I see him on the ice, he's like an entertainer. He's really like a fish in water. He loves to skate so much. He gets so caught up in the process that there is no way he can get back on the ground, walking with his feet. So attached to his skates.
Уже взял. Выше. Эй. Подними ногу. 2, голова. 3, 4, плечо. 1, 3, 4. Не спеши.
The boy has no fingers, but that's okay. It's a ride. Fedya skates with Yulia Lipinitskaya. Well, Yulia is our Olympic champion. First, education. Secondly, so many years are devoted to figure skating. I thought, what else I could do? Well, when Evgeni Viktorovich called me, I of course immediately told him what I was saying. Evgeni Viktorovich, 0 experience. We'll have to get on top of it, saying, I will learn from you. Working with him, everyone says the same thing, that you're energized by him. If he goes out on the ice, naturally, everyone flies up. Everyone there starts skating at tremendous speeds. It's energy.
1, 2, 3, двойной сальков. Волчок. Выезд. Валей, 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 двойной тулуп. Волчок. Выезд. 5 раз. Вытолк руки оставили и проходим. Также 3 туда, 3 туда. Кто может тройной, кто не может двойной.
Well, when I first went here, at first I didn't have Yulia Lipinitskaya. And then, after a while, she did. I didn't understand who it was at first. I thought she was just a coach, not an Olympic champion. And then I realized she was an Olympic champion. I found that out back on Instagram, in her story. Yes, in her story. Evgeni Plushenko is also the Russian Olympic champion. Sochi 2014, 2015, already confused. And honestly, if I hadn't been told, I wouldn't have noticed that Fedya had any peculiarities. In essence, it's no different. They like to learn elements, but it's very hard for them to force themselves to correct mistakes. When I jump a few jumps, they give us chocolates for it. Well, at first she was putting me on the track. At first it was to ship, but I didn't know how to ship. I have a swallow, a turnover on the leg, and a twizzle. Then I started having bumps for the program, putting their co-puffs, jumps, runs, and starts, and so on through the day. Many people, when they fall down, they start freaking out, hitting the ice with their skates. But Fedya and Ilya are just some kind of miracle. They never do that. They never freak out. They don't hit the ice. Now we're loosening it up. The work is being done now. There. And I see that he became more outgoing. He became more open. He's even got a program. He's got movement. He's got more freedom. They were all small. They weren't really rolled out. They knew practically nothing. Fedya had a talent for skating. He puts his foot correctly, sits up correctly, and holds his back correctly. There are the kind of moments like he's got a talent for it. I usually have this thing where when I do a jump, I get it wrong and then I get it right. I mean, I need some time to do it, to stretch out. Here are our coaches, just both Yulia and Vlad. They understood it, that he is a dory fish. Yes, that is, today he will do and tomorrow he forgot. But in a month, he will do it and will always do it. Not every coach is willing to put up with that. Yulia and Vlad are just that. Them, well done. They understand what is going on here. Maybe not as fast as they'd like, but it's going on, that is, there's a process there. When a kid can only do a flip there and a salcho and not very good, you start to get excited about every jump you learn correctly. That is, we took a very long time, for example, to learn the axel. That was hard. Naturally, well, great joy when he learned. And then there was the program where you need 2 axles. It's all done gradually, day by day. It used to be a difficult jump, a double salcho. But then, after a while, I pulled myself together and finally jumped.
Got over it.
And that was, I jumped at last. Now I have it, of course, unstable. But I need to be 100%, and the axle, so they're stable. I have a wonderful friend of mine, Yana Rudkovskaya, and we were visiting her at home, and she says, Katyusha, you are aware that we support a lot of children. We have sponsors, but we are left with 2 boys because one of these babies, that is, he has a handicap and not many people are willing to take him on. She started showing me these videos, these pictures, and I saw 2 beautiful, wonderful boys with huge, beautiful almond-shaped eyes, so light and kind that naturally it did not leave me indifferent. I said, sure, Yanechka, let's take it and help them. It's necessary to fulfill their dream if they like to do figure skating. Katya came suddenly, that is. Before that, we had no sponsors, we had no support, and the only thing was, yes, that we were studying for free. And at some point, Yana Alexandrovna just came in and said, here, I have an acquaintance who listened to your story, who looked at the boys and said she wants to help. For me, it was like, well, out of the blue, because, well, frankly, as every parent, we're used to relying only on ourselves. We were introduced by Yana Alexandrovna Rudkovskaya. Said here that it was our sponsor. We, well, got to know each other, became friends with her children. That is, we communicate well. She helps us financially, pays for all sorts of extra lessons and sports equipment too.
Обнимаемся! Привет, малыш! Привет, малыш! Хорошенький мой. Ну как вы?
Хорошо.
Поедем с вами в рейстик? А что ты хочешь? Пиццу, будем нарушать диету?
They reacted incomprehensibly to the familiarity. They didn't understand, in general, who I was, what I wanted from them, and well, like, since they're kids, they generally don't understand what I was supposed to do at all. Now, sometime later, they call me our fairy godmother, our Katya. She's very kind and asks all kinds of questions, and I tell my stories too. Not every school goes far enough to do this kind of work, that 2 athletes and kids in different life situations, Yana Alexandrovna just takes and gives a sponsor. And sooner or later, these kids will show something too. They will show good results. We'll learn triple jumps, we'll start, maybe they'll get to some serious level. There are opportunities for this. It turns out he's in this 3rd year studying, and he's made a lot of progress this year. I mean, really. Well, I say thanks, not only, well, thanks of course to the coaches there, Yulia, Vlad, but also thanks to Katya, who simply gave me the opportunity to do something else. We got an opportunity. We sewed some awesome costumes for Ilya this season at a really cool studio that studio sews our gymnasts for the national team. So there's just crazy costumes. Fedya is endlessly skating. Well, plus, she's a wonderful person. Yes, she's in contact with them, all the time with them, with me. And she gives gifts, yes, to children. I feel very uncomfortable. Well, I feel so uncomfortable. But the kids are happy.
Малыши, я вам, кстати, подарки подготовила. Не знала, что вам дарить. Мама Ксюша сказала, что не знает. Поэтому тебе я купила такую точилу. Смотри. Не знаю, понравится тебе или нет. А тебе, Илюшенька, квадрокоптер. Посмотри. Будешь ты в такой играть? Или нет? Там батарейки у вас все есть. Буду? Тебе надо только достать, посмотреть, как он выглядит. Хочешь, откроем? Прикольный.
The other kids there, they have skates, they have choreography, they have stretching, and they didn't have good skates, they didn't have any extra classes, nothing. And when they started to invest in them, they took heart. They realized that they could, that they can be like everyone else, that they can both skate and study extra, that they would have cool skates, the ones they dreamed of. And Fedya started competing. It came down to programs. We put the programs in place. Let's go to the first competition. Nothing. I started to fall. Somewhere in the top 3, somewhere in first place at all. I was very worried at first, but then I calmed down a little bit. Well, of course, all the jumps are out. But only the rotation didn't work out. Then I came in second place first, and I was overtaken, and I came in fourth place. Well, that's okay. I was a little bit upset. Well, it's just that this is the first competition. You can't get the first one right away. He understood what he wanted. He wants to win, and he understood what for. Driving there for 4 hours to one side, to the other side, for what to be there with your butt on the ice, the shoulder, there. I'm sick of spinning endlessly. Here he is, getting to the point. Then I got like this. I finally got first place. I had so much fun. I was doing great. I hoped no one would overtake me, and I really had a dream come true. No one took first place, but I did. I can see the future, undoubtedly, of Ilya, who is now 13 years old, that he will go to the Olympics 100%. And little Fedya will jump all triplets, and maybe he'll move on to quadruplets. I hope both one and the other boy will actually make it to the Olympics.
Федя, ты настоящий артист, просто по-другому не скажешь. Да-да-да, разошелся. Смотри, ему как нравится.
I want to make the world a kinder place. If there are opportunities, I think we should share them. Do good for good. Like, there's love in your heart, and you really want to do something, you always do it. So I do it purely sincerely, because I want to share it with other people in some way that's very important to me. I have always thought that if God gives you something, you should be human and not get too conceited, but help others somehow, if you have the means to do so. It's a huge help for parents. And to Katya and Oleg Davidov, I want to say a huge thank you and a big bow. And they chose the athletes themselves. Here. They came to practice, watched, got fully involved, and took a few athletes under their wing, as they say. And they're being funded, they're being helped. So parents don't need anything at all. They help. They just give athletes the opportunity to train for free. That is, we have such an option, thanks to our friends. It's to friends with a big heart.